boys that started to awaken because they used a 13-4 run to end the third and go into the fourth to make it not only a game but to seize their first lead since the first quarter.
Yeah, like we've said all year, and I've said it for this will be the second year now. I mean, the guys we got are fighters. I mean, I just can't imagine them ever just going out and laying down. Even when we're down in a game, don't count us out. We're going to continue to fight, scratch, claw, do anything in our power to, make a game out of it. And last night was, another one of those cases. Down 10, we didn't quit. We kept fighting, kept pushing. Just chipped it away little by little, and at the end there, was, able to come out top, hit some free throws, and win the game.
And of course, you rode the scoring prowess of one Jake Strange, the big dog, a big night for him, a team and game high 22, and we talked about it in the pregame and building up over the course of the week going in to that game at Perry last night, that it was going to be a big challenge for guys like Jake, Chase, Bryce, even Harrison in certain lineups against their bigs, against Davis and the like. And I thought he rose to the challenge, played really well with his back to the basket. Talk about his play through these first 6 games and especially during this 5-game win streak and how his game's starting to evolve.
Yeah, he's been huge for this team. As game by game, he's just getting more and more comfortable. Teams continue to play behind in the post. I scratch my head at that still, that they let him catch the ball. But we're okay with it, and we'll get it to him anytime we can. And he makes great decisions. It's not that he goes down there on the block and dominates scoring-wise as he has been, but when they do bring the doubles, he doesn't panic. He finds the open guy most of the time, and that's just his game evolving over the years as he becomes more comfortable. And throughout the season, I think we're going to continue to see him learn and grow and be a threat all year long for us down low.
Obviously, it's no secret. We've made it known several times. 8 games, 18 days. Your team squeaks out a very physical, hard-fought win, 42-40 on the road in conference play last night. And now you come back home to start this 4-game homestand in the midst of this stretch against an Edinburgh team that might be struggling a little bit, but you could see them later on down the road in the tournament at their place. And again, from last night, kind of like we talked about in the postgame, one has to wonder about this group. I know they're resilient. They're teenage boys, but still, the physicality of last night, you wonder if it's going to have any effect early on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be able to tell as the game goes on, with their legs and conditioning and all of that. I think mentally, they came in, and when we went over to scout with Edinburgh, they were very focused. They're well aware that it's a sectional opponent. And, every game matters for us, but, we really take to heart when it's a conference game or a sectional opponent. So we want to set the tone. We talked about it last night when we got back off the bus that, we're still sectional champions, and we want to let everybody in our sectional know that, be aware of that. And when we play teams that are in our sectional, we want them to, hope that they don't draw us type of mentality is what we're trying to get.
Well, this is certainly a little bit different team that Keith Whitty puts on the table, so to speak, or out on the floor. Not exactly what he's had the last couple of years and some of his better tournament runs and tournament teams. Talk to us a little bit about the makeup of this year's Lancer squad.
I mean, first thing that jumps off the paper is they're young. I mean, they don't have a senior on the roster. Their leading scorers are freshmen. They're starting a freshman, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors. So that's tough. We've been in that situation before. And, they're going through some growing pains. You can tell in some games on film and watching them live that they are a young team. But they fight hard. They play really hard. He gets the most out of those guys. So, again, we got to come out and we got to play really well. The leading scorer for him, Caleb Dewey, number 3, he's a freshman. He's not physically strong yet, but he's a pretty skilled player. He can handle the ball pretty well. He's got a nice mid-range game, can get to the bucket and score. You've got the Palmater kid, number 10. He's kind of more of their post-looking guy. He doesn't look like a true post, but he fights hard. He's going to go in there and try and rebound and do what he can. Isaac Roberts, junior lefty. He's a stronger, thicker kid. He looks to bring the ball down the floor, and he'll shoot it a little bit. Chase Littlejohn, 22, can shoot the ball really well. We got to make sure we close out on him and give him no open looks. And then 32, Travis Jones may be the only one from last year that really got some minutes at the varsity level. Last year we went there and he hit a couple threes on us. So he can shoot the ball well. He's a big-bodied kid. He can play inside and out. So we're really going to have to defend him well.
What do they do well, Coach, at both ends of the floor? Specifically, what do you expect to see out of them tonight at both ends?
Defensively, they're going to see that 3-2 zone, that kind of flat 3-2. They're going to pack it in on us. They're going to want us, try and beat them from over the top, and we just got to get in a situation where we don't settle against that. Offensively, they like to do the drive and kick stuff. They'll run some chin series stuff. So we just got to be aware where guys are at when they're cutting off that high post guy. When the high post guy is setting the ball screen, we got to communicate. Let guys through, soft hedge on those. Guys got to pressure the ball so we don't get caught on those screens.
Sounds like a young backcourt for Coach Whitty's ball club. Good chance maybe tonight for Parker and Holden to get going early.
Yeah, and we want to get out in transition. We've talked with Parker, Holden, and Harrison and those guys. We want to pressure the ball. We feel like that we can cough up some turnovers against them and then get out in transition and go and get some easy buckets that way, and then we'd like to set up the press.
What about the health of the team after last night's physical ball game, Coach?
Everybody's good to go. We'll see, like we talked about, where the legs are at as the game goes on. I'm hoping tonight is a night, unlike last night, where we can get some guys some more reps off the bench. That way we can get some breathers, get some water to these guys when they need them. But everybody's healthy, and the lineup should stay the same.
All right, then, of course, you didn't need a lot of bench production as far as points were concerned necessarily because you had other guys taking care of that. Jake, of course, paving the way. But, again, you can't discredit the valuable minutes you're getting off of the bench from some of these guys in key situations.
Yeah, we need those guys. It's just a situation. We've had foul trouble the last couple games. They've had to come in and, do their jobs, and they do a good job of that. It's just different situations. We need different guys to come in. Tonight's going to be a thing where this will be our third game this week. We're going to have some guys maybe have some tired legs. So we may have to, need those guys to give the starters a few minutes of rest. And I think they're going to be ready to do that tonight.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. We wish you the best. Look forward to talking to you after the ball game.
All right, thank you.
Coach Sullivan's group looks for their 6th straight win on the season in the midst of this busy stretch here in January as they face the Lancers here at home in the friendly confines tonight. Stick with us. We'll have more of our Senator tip-off pregame in a moment. You're listening to the Senators tonight on WSLM.
Hi, this is Sean Lehman, your general manager of your Papa John's in Salem, Indiana. Monday Madness back again with a great carryout special from your local Salem Papa John's. Call in today and ask for our large one-topping pizzas for $7.99 on Mondays only. Order online or call 812-883-3369 today. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Back we come to the Ron. South Main Street in Salem. We're giving them a call at 812-883-3481 as we wind down here. We'll step aside for that National Anthem Part 2 as Hannah gets her voice ready for a second round of the anthem. We'll step aside, hear a word from Eddie Gilstrap Motors, your pregame show sponsor, and we'll come back to bring you tonight's starting lineups and opening tip. Senator one, Hannah Ledgerwood, as she brings you the national anthem for a second time tonight here in Dr. T. Crematower Gymnasium. Glad to have you along with us. Glad to be back at home. No place like home. We said that for Coach Gibson and his homecoming last night to Leopold against the Commodores. But good to be back here in the friendly confines once again. The start of a 4-game homestand over the next week or so. First, for Edinburgh, we bring you tonight's starting lineups. Fresh from Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem. Keith Whitty, the coach, 30-31 in his third season. His team averages 47.3, and they give up 62.8 per game. Their last outing was a win over Cross Point Christian, 55-46. They bring a 3-9 record to the table as a member of the Mid-Hoosier Conference. Caleb Dewey, the 6'1 freshman, we talked about him in the pregame. He starts at 14.5 points per game at the point, along with 6 boards and 1.5 assists. He'll be joined by 2 other guards. Number 10, Riley Palmer, 5'11 and a sophomore at 1.8 points per game and nearly 2 rebounds. The other guard in the 3-guard set is Noah Detling, a 5'11 junior at 6.5 points per game. At forward, Chase Littlejohn starts on 1 block, 5'10 and a junior at 4.5 points per game. He'll be joined down low by Travis Jones, a 6'4 sophomore at 7.5 points, 6 rebounds per contest for the Lancers. For Coach Sullivan and his Senators, now 15 and 17 in his second season at the helm here in Campbellsburg. His team averages 54.5 and give up 47.3, coming off of a 42-40 win at Perry last night. They are 5-1 on the year with 5 straight wins in their pocket. Holden and Parker starting the backcourt. Holden Bousman, a 6'2 junior at 17.3 points per game, 6 boards and 5 assists. Parker Green, the shooting guard at 6'1 and a junior, 8.7 points per game and 3.5 boards. They'll be joined in the backcourt and on the wing by number 3, Harrison Sanford, the small forward at 6'3 and a senior. He averages 4.7 and 4.5 boards per contest. Chase Farmer starts at the other forward spot, 6'2 and a senior at 1.8 points per game and 4 boards. And the big dog, Jake Strange, coming off of a 22-point night in the win against the Perry Central Commodores last night. 6'5 and a junior, the big dog averages 16.8 per game and 6.5 rebounds and nearly 2 blocks per contest. Tonight's Indiana High School Athletic Association officiating crew tonight is Mr. Gerald Scott, Jeff Jackson, and Tim Young, former coach of the Lady Patriots of Vincennes Reveille. Senators back in the home white duds. The Under Armour unis trimmed in white, red, and blue. Flying W down the side. The blue letters and numerals trimmed in red. Edinburgh in the road, all red, almost like a color burst scheme like you see some of the NFL teams with a little black checkerboard, black letters and numerals as well. As we are underway, glad to have you along with us here on 1220. Misty Jones alongside of Senator Football's own Coach Mark Gibson as Edinburgh controls the opening tip out of the gate. Senators here in the friendly confines, as always, in the Ron Smith Court, will move from left to right on your 1220 AM dial to get things started. Out front, Dewey, the freshman, he'll bring it against Holden, left side, nearly loses the handle, and it's going to be deflected. Nice job of Holden pressuring that freshman early. We talked about it, forces a turnover on their first possession, again, 25 seconds in.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that. You know he's going to be aggressive against this young. I mean, you can already tell he's got some quickness to him, but Holden, being the upperclassman, took advantage of him.
Parker with it, tries to kick back out to Holden and does, rises, fires, 14-foot, soft floater will go as Holden's on the board first. Give the Senators a 2-0 lead, and here comes the 2-2-1 zone press. They'll break it easily down the sideline, far side, Detling with it. They'll kick it back out now to the freshman Dewey. He'll let traffic clear and they'll reset. Almost a little 1-3-1 look.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the half court, at least offensively, against this 2-3 matchup zone, and now they'll settle into something different. Little 2 out and 3 in. They'll run a backdoor lob, nice feed down low, and they get the freshman Dewey active early, so we're tied for the first time officially tonight at 2 apiece, 6:45 and counting, first quarter of play. Harrison with it, right wing. Sanford will use the dribble, bring it back to the middle, sends it across now to Holden. He'll skip it cross court in the corner. Green, 3, corner pocket, got it to go. Parker Green with a big 3 from downtown. Make it a 5-2 lead for the Senators. 6:24 and counting first quarter, back to the 2-2-1 pressure. Holden and Harrison out top. They'll throw it over the top. Down low to Detling. He has it deflected away by Jake Strange. We'll say at this end of the floor with the Lancers. 6:16 to play. Here in this opening quarter, Senators looking now for their 6th straight win. Getting a big win on the road, a gritty performance last night. Facing a 10-point deficit in the third quarter at 27-17. Used a monster 13-4 run. to come back and claim the lead and get the win on the road. Senators in a little nickel defense, little man-to-man set here. 2 minutes gone by in the period. We've got a carry out front by Palmer, and that's going to be turnover number 2 for the Lancers. So 3 possessions, 2 turnovers, not a good ratio for Coach Witty's group.
Yeah, and when you're a coach and you have a young squad like that, that's what you're afraid of. You know, you're playing a pretty experienced group. You don't want to come out with a bunch of turnovers right off the bat.
Parker's going to be fouled over in the far corner by Travis Jones, the 6'4 sophomore. This will be for Jones, his first foul of the night and the first one of the game for either ball club. Underneath, they'll lob it to Sanford. Triple teamed. He tries to kick it back out to Holden. He saves the possession, toeing the timeline, trying to stay in the front court. They'll skip it across to Farmer in the corner. He's bottled up. He'll give it up now to his senior classmate, Sanford. Now back out to Holden, back to Sanford. Pace starts to quicken here in the half court for the Senators. Parker will try to drive it baseline right side, and he'll be bumped and fouled. And they may get Jones for his second personal. And check that, they're going to get Palmer instead on the help side. So 2 fouls for the Lancers here early. Parker to inbound, 2.5 gone by in the period. Farmer kicks it back to Parker, the inbounder. 3-ball corner pocket this time will not go. In and out, no good. Jones clears the rebound. And here comes the freshman Dewey for the Lancers. Left side, leaves it off now on the wing to Detling. And Detling and company throw it over. 3 turnovers and 4 possessions for the Lancers. Back we come to this end. Sanford tries to leave it off to Jake, cutting down the paint. And it's Jones and company that'll reach in and tie up Sanford. Jump ball, it'll go to the Senators.
That's one where you'd like to see Harrison on the baseline just be a little bit more aggressive and go up with it.
They'll try to lob it in. Errant pass for Green. First turnover of the night for Coach Sullivan's ball club. Up 5-2 here early. 3 minutes gone by in the first. Underneath, nice dribble drive take. Shot would not go, I believe, for Detling. And Holden will now race it back the other way. Right side of the floor. Gives it up to the trailer. Sanford, beautiful feed down low to the big dog. And he'll be hammered on his way up. And he'll earn a trip to the stripe. It'll be his first attempts upcoming of the night. And he did plenty of work at the stripe last night in the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we said he was 8 of 12, I think. Some clutch ones down the stretch there. So, you know, on that one, Holden did a nice job getting the ball up the court quickly. Found Harrison at the top of the key, and there's a nice little cut on the baseline, the 32. Get the foul. Hits the first.
Big Dog knocked down the first of 2 attempts coming into tonight. 31 of 49 for 63% on the year. That foul, by the way, on Jones, his second for the sophomore big man. Jake's second free throws up and good. So the Big Dogs on the board with 2 to join Bousman and Green in the scoring column, and it's a 7-2 advantage for the Senators here early. Little 3-man press break, little textbook until Jones throws it away with those 2 personals. Turnover number 4 already for the Lancers. Holden with it top of the key, sends it left side. Out top now, it comes back from Sanford to Bousman. His 3 long and off the mark, no good. Rebound pulled down by Detling. A push in the front court, the freshman, hampered. He loses the handle. Chase with the steal off of pressure from Holden. 5 turnovers for the Lancers. Holden in transition, tried to leave it off for the Big Dog. He could not handle it. That's turnover number 2 for the Senators. 4:19 to play, first quarter.
Yeah, a little bit, you know, he got a little bit too deep there for that type of pass on the baseline. You need to kind of settle around the free throw line before if you're going to make that pass.
Harrison and Holden patrolling the top of that 2-2-1 pressure.
Yeah,
Chase
press
and
is
Parker
giving
in the
him
back.
trouble.
Jones sends it back to Detling now in the front court. The big man has it out front with those 2 personals. Goes between the leg. Fancy but unnecessary dribble to give it back to the freshman. He'll send it off now on the wing. As they go high post. High post feed goes into Littlejohn. His shot will not go. Rebound, Karam's out of bounds. Last touch by the Lancers. So 3:50 to play first quarter. Senators up 7-2. And now the Lancers will offer a little token 3-quarter court pressure. Trying to pick up full court man-to-man. They'll double Parker. He gets it off to Holden. Holden into the front court. Off to the Big Dog. Nice feed. He left it short. Jake with his own rebound. Turns back up and in off the window for 2. And Jake with 4 points here on the night already. Give the Senators now a 9-2 advantage. Out front, the freshman, Dewey with it, sends it in the corner, gets it back. A little game of hot potato. 3-ball on the way for Detling off the mark. No good from the left wing. Chase tracks it down. He'll leave it off for Parker into the front court. And his pass knocked out of bounds. A lazy pass to Harrison on the wing. Good hustle by Detling to get the deflection. 3:12 to play first quarter. Senators operating with the rock and a 7-point lead here early. Again, looking for a sweep of the weekend and their 6th straight win of the year. Coming off of that opening season loss at Paoli, they've really ratcheted things up at both ends of the floor in this 5-game win streak. Ball deflected out of bounds across the way. Again, we do want to note the JV fell tonight in the Fortner gym, 37-36 and a heartbreaker. And the girls fell here on the Ron Smith court, 71-68 and a squeaker as well. So a lot of action, good crowd on hand here tonight for a Saturday night quadruple header. 2 JV, 2 varsity matchups. Parker, corner pocket, got it to go again. Parker with 2 made shots from downtown in that right corner pocket, and it's a 12-2 advantage, first double-digit lead of the night for Coach Sullivan's ball club.
Got to think they're, 12-2, 2:37 to go. This is the kind of start they definitely wanted.
The freshman, Dewey, 3-dancer, got it to go. Good thing they packed him on the bus tonight, Coach. He's got all 5 for the Lancers here early. Only one looking to really attack. We will see Isaac Roberts, a 5'10 junior, check in next dead ball for Coach Woody, and then we're going to have that dead ball as it's a pass out of bounds. Turnover number 3 for the Senators. Roberts will check in, and it will be Littlejohn, the 5'10 junior, to check out. So 5'10 junior for 5'10 junior, even Steven exchange. Coach Sullivan trying to plead his case with Gerald Scott on that possession to no avail. Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in this first quarter of play. 12-5, Senators in front. We had one tie at 2. Since then, it's been all West Washington. Still, Holden will take it to the other end, try to go coast to coast, and lays it up off the window for 2. Give Holden 4 now on the night, and it's a 14-5 advantage. Senators with a 9-point edge. Jones gives it off now to Detling. He'll give it back to Jones, the trailer on the press break. Patience by the Lancers on this possession. They'll give it off now to Roberts, fresh into the ball game for Coach Woody and the Lancers. Holden will come out to apply pressure in the matchup 2-3.
Got to watch the baseline like that first possession. Can't fall asleep back there with Jones.
Palmer give it up underneath. Dewey able to score on the dribble drive, give him 7. Now he's got all 7 of the Lancers' points, and it's a 14-7 ball game. Playing Jones with those 2 personals against Farmer down low. Jump shot on the baseline will not go for Parker. He draws nothing but air. And on the break, errant pass by Roberts, tipped away. Nice hustle of getting back for Parker to try to play the passing lane. He knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Lancers on this possession. 74 seconds to play here in this first quarter. 14-7, Senators on top. Out front now, Dewey, the freshman point guard with it, gives it up. Try to get it back and does, and works against Holden out top. He'll leave it off now to Palmer. He'll skip it across to Roberts. He wasn't ready for the pass, and he'll take the Texas 2-step for turnover number 7 of the night for the Lancers.
Slid the foot, didn't he? I thought they were going to call it out of bounds. It was kind of an errant pass, like you said, but turnover, 14-7, minute to go. How do they close out the quarter?
Big opportunity here for the Senators. We'll see if they hold for one or not. Holden's got it out top. He's wide open, lets it fly. Bang! Got it to go. Big 3 for Holden. He's got 7 in the period. It's a 17-7 lead. Second double-digit lead of the night for the Senators here in this opening frame. 40 seconds and counting. Back to the 2-2-1 pressure. The freshman will slow it up. Dewey sends it off now to Detling on the left wing. Back out to Dewey. We'll see if they hold for one now with a half minute to go. Roberts with it, right wing. He'll try to send it back out top and does to Palmer. Palmer will feed down low to Jones. Turns, baseline jumper, fade away, would not go. Chase clears the board, backside. Holden will push in transition. 3-on-4, waits for numbers, gives it off to the trailer. Parker with a 3, it will not go. Rebound comes off to Dewey. Dewey tries to push, but has his pocket picked by Holden as time starts to wind down. Holden's got 9 here in this first quarter, and that's going to do it for the first period, as that long 3-quarter court heave draws nothing but air for the Lancers, and the Senators will end the first period of play with their largest lead of the night at 12, 19-7. We'll step aside at the quarter break, come back with second quarter action right after this word from America Flea Market.
Come visit America Flea Market in Salem. We've got over 22,000 square feet of treasures and one of the largest indoor flea markets in Kentuckiana. Located at 110 Progress Boulevard in Salem, we're one of the ultimate destinations for picking and saving and a fun place to shop. We have over 70 vendors and a huge selection of new, used, antique, primitive, and vintage items. Beat the heat. Stop in our air-conditioned store. Come and see us Tuesday through Sunday. We open up at 11 a.m. America Flea Market, where pickers pick and shoppers save.
Back we come to Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium after the first 8 minutes of play. Senators in firm control of this one, 19-7. A first quarter that saw just one tie at 2 apiece before the Senators started to really crank things up with that 2-2-1 press. Edinburgh will have it to start the second quarter of play as we are underway. Out front, 33, Layden Burton, a 6'4 sophomore, in for his first minutes of the night. Has it out front, gives it off to Palmer. Nearly had his pocket picked by Parker Green. Out front with the dribble drive, Roberts gets past Holden for a minute, had the pass deflected, off to Jones. Back now it comes, out front to Burton. They'll swing it over in the corner. And Littlejohn had to give it up. He gets it right back, though. This is a very long and lanky team from Edinburgh. Not quite the beef and physicality we saw from the Commodores last night, Coach.
Right, that's like I said, they got a couple of 5'10", 5'11" guys, but they do have, like you said, they're lanky. They have long arms, but they're doing a nice job of being patient on this possession.
Tim Young with a whistle, and it's going to be Jones with a third personal foul on the offensive clear out.
Yeah, Chase did a really nice
floor.
job. He was just kind of holding his ground as Jones was flashing through the paint. He tried to look like a little football action there.
Tim Young taking his plea, and to no avail. Jones is going to have to sit down with the 3 personals. 4th personal against the Lancers. Jones has 3, and on the Pine, Palmer has 1. Senators yet to commit a personal in this one with a little home cooking and some good defense as well. Holden out front. Nice bullet pass underneath to Sanford, who tried to feed the big dog. Ball got ping-ponged around. Chase to save it, kicked it out, 3 ball would not go. Chase there for another offensive rebound attempt. This time couldn't come up with it. Roberts pushes in transition, wide open layup's good. Isaac Roberts off the bench with his first 2 of the night. 6:40 and counting now here in the second quarter. 19-9, Senators in front. Green with it, back out to Bousman, to Sanford right wing. Back to Holden, top of the key. Tried to leave it off for Jake and does. Had it poked away for just a moment. Parker thought about 3. He'll dribble drive, heavy shot blocked, and they'll call a foul. And I think instead of getting Dewey, they may get Burton on the help side. We'll see which one they get. Check that. They are going to get Dewey. Bunch of 3s there, a 30 and a 33 on the side. Keith Whitty now will plead his case to Gerald Scott. And again, it will do no good. 5th personal against the Lancers. That'll send Parker Green to the free throw line. Parker had been quiet, very quiet from the line on the year until last night. He did a pretty, pretty nice job in the fourth quarter of scoring and helping guys get to the basket. On the year, though, just 4 of 8 for 50%. Parker unable to get any damage done at the line.
Right now.
Yep. 6 points for Parker. Dry on that trip, though. Coming up on 2 minutes gone by here in the quarter. 19-9, Senators in front, working the half court man-to-man on this possession. Senators yet to sub. Out front, Parker applies pressure. Nice spin move and a nice take to the basket by Riley Palmer as he gets his first basket of the night.
Parker went for the steal. He did a nice little spin move and got to the bucket.
Make it now a 19-11 game.
Little gamble that didn't pay off.
Holden swings it now in the corner to Harrison, gets it right back to him. They'll kick it cross court to Parker. Pump fake, steps into a 16-foot jumper, in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Burton. Couple of big sophomores, one on the bench with 3, so Burton comes in to play the big.
Yeah, we'll see, like I said, with Jones with 3, we're going to see a lot more. Burton, taller, not as much physical beef, but very
nice
lanky.
Dribble drive take for Dewey. He couldn't get it to go. Burton trying to fight for the rebound against Sanford. Sanford comes up with it, leaves it off for Parker after bobbling it. They'll skip it across. Holden 3 straight away. Bang! Got it to go. Second triple of the night for Holden. That one looked like a beauty from the time it left his hand. And Holden's got 12 here early. It's a 22-11 advantage. Timeout on the floor.
Good find by Jake, too. Jake was on the opposite quarter on the baseline. Found Holden out here just, basically elbow extended in front of the press, the press row here. We saw it the whole way.
So timeout on the floor is a 30-second timeout. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Senators on WSLM.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
Back out of the 30-second timeout and fresh off of another 3 from downtown for Holden Ballasman. 12 of the team's 22 in this first half. They own an 11-point lead at 22-11. Now the timeout, Dewey has it for the Lancers. Lays it off near side to Little John on the wing to Roberts. Spacing not very good for the Lancers thus far. They'll try to go a little 4-out, 1-up, that little Princeton or Chin offense with a high post screen.
Got
We'll
Parker
have a
with a little
whistle.
reaching.
Yep. Parker gets a little handsy. Jeff Jackson with the whistle. So Parker will be the guy that picks up the first personal of the night for the Senators at the 4:48 mark of the second quarter. And Edinburgh will reset. Coach Whitty calls out Indiana, which is that 4-out, 1-up Princeton style of offense with a lot of cutters. Guys screening, or coming off of screens rather, from the high post, which in this case is Burton. Gonna have a turnover though for the Lancers.
Nice job. He flashed in front, got the deflection off of the Lancer ankle, and Senators possession.
Turnover number 9 for the Lancers here in this first half, coming up on the halfway point of this second quarter of play.
Oh boy.
Nice post feed to Chase.
Yeah.
Chase though, one too many attempts to dribble. Like to see Chase and some of our post players learn to really reverse pivot, square, and be able to turn and face like a Tim Duncan style of post presence. Gives you more options as a post player.
Yeah, he just kind of got caught where he wasn't real sure what he wanted to do with it.
Just turnover number 4 for the Senators, and it results in a 3-ball for the freshman Caleb Dewey, who now has 10 already on the night for the Lancers. Make it 22-14. Bryce Brown, the 6-foot junior, set to check in for his first minutes of the night off the bench on the next dead ball for Coach Sullivan. Harrison with the dribble drive, kicks out. Parker steps into a 3 and cashes it in. Parker with 3 from downtown. That's his third triple already in the half. Make it 25-14, back to an 11-point lead for the Senators. 2-2-1 pressure again. Burton with it, out top, gives it off to the freshman, Caleb Dewey. He'll bring it back to the middle. Leaves it off for Palmer, who thought about a 3. They'll kick it in the corner, and Little John will try one and got it. Chase Little John with his first basket of the night. Make it 25-17. Back and forth we go. Senators working now with an 8-point cushion. A look at Farmer again in the post just briefly. Harrison dribble drives, gives it off now to Parker. Parker double team, back to Holden right side. In and out, no good. That one, he was robbed. Down and out, but Jake there to clean up the backside board, and Jake now has 6 in this first half off the offensive rebound and putback, make it 27-17. Several double-digit leads already for the Senators in this first half. 2-2-1 doing a good job of slowing things down here for Edinburgh offensively. Roberts with it, far side, they'll swing it around to Dewey, pump fake, he'll try to get into the paint, a little crow hop, little Euro step as well. And as he crow-hopped into the Euro, he gets bumped, and this will be Holden's first foul of the night, team foul number 2. Brown to check in, the big dog Jake Strange to have a seat and take a break. And he'll sit down beside Coach Matt Myers and get a little defensive loving. 2:50 to play here in the half. 27-17, Senators in front. They'll kick it out to Burton, picked up by Brown, and now back out to Little John. They go to Palmer, underneath to Roberts, turns, nice fadeaway jumper, would not go from mid-range. Holden clears it out, takes contact, leads the break. He'll slow things up, wait for traffic to clear. They'll swing it around now, corner. Harrison drives it, they'll kick it out. Chase had it bumped and poked away. And Tim Young will say it's last touch by Roberts. Good effort by Roberts there to try to poke it away, and did. And it'll stay with the Senators, 2:27 to go before the half. Parker to inbound. They'll get it to Holden. They'll go right back to Parker in that right corner where he's already knocked down a couple. Instead, this time he drives in and hits the little floater. The teardrop will go. Give him 11. He's into double figures, and it's now 29-17. Senators matching their largest lead of the first half at 12. Roberts, another nice pull-up jumper. That one would not go. Parker clears the board this time. Holden will push in transition. Brings it down the middle, leaves it off. Nice feed to Brown, but Brown had it swatted away by Palmer. Stay with the Senators, but in a good kick ahead to Brown. Might have got him to bite on that pump, though.
Yeah, he gave a little shot fake, but again, 1:57 to go to half, 29-17. This seems like a little bit slower pace than last night, but it's really not. But I guess it's just because last night there's all kinds of fouls, and I mean, it was just kind of a weird game. But the Senators, we worried about it in the pregame. Would they have the legs? But it doesn't seem like it's affecting them that much right now.
Two seniors, Chase and Harrison,
Nice
both
play.
check out, and they feed it to Holden underneath. Holden now with 14.5, make it 31-17. Largest lead of the half for the Senators.
Great
5'8"
inbounds
junior
play.
guard Nash Huff in for his first minutes of the night. The big dog Jake Strange coming back in as well after a quick breather and word from Coach Myers at the end of the Senator bench. Coming up on 90 seconds to play here in the half. 31-17, Senators in front. Dewey kicks it back out on the perimeter to Palmer. They'll swing it around now to Roberts near side. He'll go high post. Nice feed into the high post. Palmer a little long with the bank attempt. Holden with the save off of the defensive rebound. To Parker, brings it into the front court. He'll give it up to Holden, the trailer. He'll split two guys, leave it off to Jake. Baseline jumper left short. Brown to fight for the board, but couldn't come up with it. Dewey, change of pace. Nice little hesitation. Brown switched off too soon. Holden wasn't back to cover him, and Dewey with his third triple, keeping pace with Parker and Holden from downtown, makes it 31-20. 13.5 for the freshman, right at his season average of 14.5 points per game. Holden with it now, coming up on 40 seconds to play before the half, as Huff had his pass kicked away by Chase Littlejohn, and the Senators will reset across the way. 40.5 on the clock, 31-20. Senators up by 11. Huff reties the shoelaces, and Senators will reset it. See if we can get one good possession here before the half. Parker on the kick out from Huff.
Yep,
that one
long.
in and out, no good. Had an open look. Don't mind him rather taking that shot, but it's going to lead to an open three-point attempt for Dewey. That one would not go. Rebound pulled down by Brown. Let's get one and be patient. Under 20 seconds to play. Holden will slow things up, walk it into the front court, be met by a loose double team. Roberts started to step out with Dewey. Instead, they go now to Parker, back out front to Holden. Not ISO on a 4 low. Instead, they go Parker to Holden on the slash, and Holden will get mugged on his way to the rim with just under 2.5 seconds to play. Jeff Jackson with the whistle. This one will be on Landon Burton, the 6'4 sophomore, as he picks up his first personal of the night, team foul number 6. And Holden goes to the line where he's 31 of 41 on the year for 76%. Holden again held scoreless to the final 2:18 of last night's win. Ended up with 6 in that final 2:18. And it was about all the Senators needed for insurance.
From the line today. Long. Oh, got it.
First one long, second one good. 15, if my count's right, 32-20, and that's the way we will end on a half-court heave off the backboard as it caroms off, and the Senators will head to the locker room with a 32-20 advantage here at the intermission. We will step aside, take a break. We'll start adding up some stats. We'll come back to begin our Senator halftime report, brought to you by McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem, right after this.
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your 4 wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family. We'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For details, contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated. Call 812-277-1400 or stop by 1528 L Street in Bedford today.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Back we come to the friendly confines where it is halftime and the Senators lead it at the break 32-20 over the visiting Lancers of Edinburgh. As we get ready for our second round of Chuck-a-Duck on the year. So the second home game, and Ducks abound here on the floor. Coach Gibson, they're flying from all different directions. See one already in the bullseye.
I'm really surprised that you don't have. Last year, I think you had to fill out a W-2 with all the money you won with Chuck-a-Duck. But
here's the thing, though. I like the speculation.
Did you retire?
I'm like Gronk. I'm retired, but I think nobody believes it. So there's a possibility of always coming out of retirement.
Somebody's in there, though.
We got several in the money. Got some kids pretty fired up across the way over there on the bottom rows of bleachers. There are Ducks everywhere. And about 3 of them. Now, how do you decide if there's 3 or 4 of them on the inside and they're all around the outer edge of that red, how do you decide who the winner is?
I don't know.
That is the question.
Split it? It looks like, I think I would have went with that one,
and Gracie Abels have a tough choice to make. They have picked the official winner.
Okay, let's see who had that.
We're all.
Holy Hancock, you jumped it up right in there.
And this is a young lady from Edinburgh.
From Edinburgh, yeah.
So a visitor gets the win tonight. How about that?
They brought in a ringer, I think. They heard we had Chuck-a-Duck, and they were like, oh, we got to bring in this professional Chuck-a-Duck from the Indy area.
She'll take home 20 or 25 bucks.
I really think she's probably been practicing up by the outlet malls. They have a Chuck-a-Duck right
Grandma
out
and
there.
Grandpa's probably telling her you're buying White Castles at the Seymour exit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, let's get to our Senator halftime report. Enough fun with the Chuck-a-Duck here at the half. Edinburgh Lancers with 20 points on the board. They get 13 of their 20 from the freshman point guard, a scoring-minded machine here at 14.5 points per game. He's got 13 already here at the half, including 3 makes from downtown. Riley Palmer with 2. Isaac Roberts off the bench with 2, and Chase Littlejohn with a 3-point basket in the second quarter. Travis Jones and Noah Detling started but did not tally. Landon Burton played several minutes off the bench. Whenever Jones got in foul trouble, he was unable to tally as well. Edinburgh, not a single free throw attempt in that first half of play for them, but they did turn it over 9 times, 7 of those 9 coming in the first quarter of action. Meanwhile, for the Senators with 32 points on the board, sounds a little bit better than the lonely 16 that they had at the half after a 2-point second quarter last night on the road. They've got 2 players already in double figures. Holden Bausman leads the way with 15, including a couple of big shots from downtown. Parker Green also getting his fill from deep. He's got 3 triples on the night, give him 11 here at the half, but he's 0-2 from the free throw line. Harrison Sanford, Chase Farmer, scoreless here at the half. Jake Strange chipped in 6, including 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Bryce Brown, Nash Huff both play in the first half, but do not tally for Coach Sullivan's ball club, who goes 3 of 6 from the line for 50% from the stripe in that first 16 minutes of play. Senators with just 4 turnovers in the half. So doing a good job of taking care of the rock against a younger ball team in Edinburgh. It was not the first quarter of play, and the Senators tied things up at 13 apiece with the Lancers, and that leads them to the 32-20 lead here at the half. Coach Gibson, are you ready, or do you need a break?
Absolutely.
All right,
It's like
away we go.
Last night, with everything going, it just seemed like it took forever to do everything, even Stash, but this thing had a little bit better flow to it. So
I think, in all fairness, you were probably distracted by the fact that your brother was talking to their radio personality and maybe talking bad about you.
And maybe I was trying to see if he was giving away secrets, because that's always good, That's
Tells of the Gibson household.
Sometimes that happens when we're talking football. Somebody will say something that, ooh, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have said that. That could be used against me later on, because heck, we've played once, twice a season, a few times. So we have to be careful what we say around Thanksgiving dinner, or, in the summer, especially leading into football, because you don't want to give any, the other guy any head start or anything like that. But I am ready for.
Surely a sibling will not do that to another.
When it comes to football and sports, yeah, absolutely.
All's fair in love and war.
Yeah, or as growing up, board games. There's no letting the younger siblings win. It was cutthroat no matter what we were doing. Nerf ball, oh my. I don't know how many bloody noses resulted in Nerf ball down in the basement.
You kept Mama Gibson busy, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Anyway, Senators, like we said, 32-20 lead. Really good first half and a nice little flow they got into. Everybody seems to be comfortable tonight, and they should be after how many away? Did we have 4 away games in a row? So it is nice getting home. Inside the arc, Senators shoot 7 of 16 for 44%, 5 of 11, by far the best we've shot from behind the arc in a first half this year. 5 of 11 from downtown for 46%. Overall, 12 of 27, 44%. Senators shoot really well. Edinburgh, they shoot 4 of 11 inside the arc for 36%, but they shoot 4 of 8 from downtown for 50%. That was one of Coach's, when he was talking in the pregame interview with him, he said we needed to run them off the three-point line because they do have some shooters. They shoot 50% from downtown. 8 of 19 overall for the Lancers for 42%. Again, we held them without a free throw, which is good. That means we're playing nice, sound defense. And also on the rebounding edge go to the Senators, 10-8. Kept them, last night we give up 14 offensive boards to the Commodores, 0 through a first half to Edinburgh. So a nice job on the boards for the Senators. 9 assists for the Senators, 5 steals, just 6 assists for Edinburgh, and just 1 steal. Like you said, we're taking care of the ball really well tonight.
And that'll do it for our halftime stats, brought to you by McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem. We'll step aside. We'll take a break as we wrap things up here on the halftime report. We'll come back with third quarter action between the Senators and Lancers right after this.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care. Not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
So Edinburgh got it to start the second quarter. No tie-ups, and this time we get it right. There was confusion last night. Senators got ripped on a jump ball possession situation. Arrow was not changed, and the officials did not correct it, but scorers bench down in front of us, Claude, Bob Hort, and Jim Newland get it right here as the Senators start things off here with the rock in the third quarter, and we see a little run and jump already out front as Edinburgh extends pressure here to start the second half of play. They try to go to Jake down low, and it results in a turnover number 5 for the Senators out of the gate. Probably not what Coach Sullivan drew up or had in mind coming off the break.
Absolutely not. They really jumped out of it. They brought some energy out of the locker room, so we have to match that.
Out front. Edinburgh will slow it back up. Travis Jones starts the half with those 3 personals. The original starting 5 for the Lancers. Jones will step out, try to show some range. His shot off the mark, no good. Parker tries to chase down the defensive rebound, and you never want to try to save it in under the opponent's basket. I applaud the hustle, but it'll stay here with Edinburgh. 7:17 to go, just underway here in the second half. With it in the corner, Detling had to give it up. He'll get it right back from Dewey. They'll look at Jones in the post against Farmer. And we'll have a whistle and a foul. Tim Young with a quick whistle on Parker Green. Parker does pick up his second, and that's the first foul of the half for either ball club. 53 seconds in. The Senators with a 32-20 lead coming out of the break. Jones will inbound. Gives it off to Palmer. He'll go right back to Dewey. And I can't say as I blame him. He had to give 13 of their 20 in the first half and leads the team in scoring as a freshman. Detling with it, looking for some help. Used up the dribble, gives it to Palmer, back to Dewey. He'll take a high screen. Jones with it out front. The big man goes right back across the way to chase Littlejohn. He holds above the head. Waits to give it up and does to Dewey. Edinburgh patient on this possession once again. Try to screen across down low. Bring out a cutter. That's Palmer. Give it off to Littlejohn. Back to Jones out top. Not so sure if I was Chase, though. I would give him just a little bit of space.
A little bit more room.
Yeah. Into the paint. Jones right on cue, though. Gets his first basket. Again, battled foul trouble through the first half. 32-22, 10-point ball game. Edinburgh strikes first here at the offensive end. And we'll have a whistle and a foul on the feed to the big dog down low.
Might be Dewey. He was helping down across from that 3-2 zone.
Foul will be the first of the half against the Lancers. And it'll be Dewey that picks up his second personal of the game. Parker with a pump fake gets into the paint, left his shot short, got it back, and he'll be fouled on the way up. And they'll get Detling for this one, so back-to-back fouls.
I really thought that should be a shooting. They're going to give it to us underneath.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, it looked like he was going right back up with it after getting the offensive rebound.
2 minutes gone by here in the third. They'll kick it out to Holden. Pump fake, leaves it off for Parker. He'll drive baseline, stop, thought about popping. Instead, gives it back to Holden. He gets into the high post. Nice feed across to the big dog who finishes with the smooch off the glass. 8 for Jake. First points of the half for the Senators. Gives them a 34-22 lead.
Oh, nice job getting your hand in the passing lane, Parker Green. And, you know, they mentioned it, Perry's radio guy mentioned about how Jake does a good job even when his body's kind of contorted a little bit, that he still has a nice little soft touch, and that was definitely an example of it.
Nice dribble drive for Palmer. Leaves it off in the corner. 3-ball will not go for Chase Littlejohn. Rebound pulled down by Holden on the backside. He'll be mugged from behind. And this one will go on Caleb Dewey. So 2 quick ones for him out of the gate. Give him 3 in the game. That's team foul number 3 for the Lancers. 1 committed by the Senators. That was Parker moments ago. Holden will bring it into the front court, left side. Gets it right back from Harrison. Drives, kicks out to Parker. Thought about 3, dribble drive. Instead, he'll shoot a floater. It goes off the glass, rounds the house, and spits back out. 5:15 and counting third quarter. Dewey back to the other end, right side, goes middle, drives, stops, hesitation. Good job of letting the defender get back on his feet, and he rises over him for 2.
That 15 for him. This guy can score. Like I said, we've seen a lot of good, especially offensive freshmen.
Parker with it just inside the 3-point line on the kick out. Holden with another dime on the night. Parker with his first points of the half. Give him 13 in the game.
With the steal.
Turnover number 10 now for the Lancers. Their first of the half, and on the kick out, 3-ball would not go for Parker. We'll have a rebounding foul, and I think they'll get Detling with a shove in the back against Harrison.
Harrison was going skying for the rebound. He got to kind of undercut a little bit with the forearm.
So Detling and Dewey each with a couple of quick personals here in the third. That's team foul number 4 already. The big man, Jones, will check out. Burton will check in. We saw him for a large portion of that first half. Holden has it out top, quickly picked up by Detling with those 3 personals now. We'll have a whistle and a foul. Senators have been called for a lot of moving screens through the first 6 ball games. They're going to get Chase for one, and he's been guilty of that a few times.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. That's last night. I think he had, I know for sure 2 of them.
Burton takes the inbounds pass. The 6'4" sophomore will give it back now to Palmer. They try to go middle, and Chase comes up with the steal. Turnover number 11 for the Lancers. Harrison feeds it across to Chase, who drives in, and it's going to play a player control. So Chase gets the illegal screen on an offensive foul, then a player control as he makes his way to the hoop and plows into a Lancer defender. Team foul number 3, and back-to-back turnovers for Chase. That's turnover number 7 of the game for the Senators, coming up on the halfway point already of this third quarter.
So they only had 4 in the entire first half.
Littlejohn with the kick out. Dewey, nice off baseline touch. Give him 17 above his 14.5 point per game average, 36-26. Halfway home here in the third. That flat line 3-2 zone that Coach talked about. They'll come out and apply pressure every once in a while to the wings. Holden skips it over to Parker, gets it back, deep 3. Holden right side, couldn't get it to go. Jake, great offensive board, had it stripped away though. And then we'll have a whistle and a foul. And they're going to get Jake for the personal, so we're going to count that as a turnover. He had it stripped away. Plus, he picks up his first personal of the night, team foul number 4. So each team with 4 personals. Jake with his first, and the Senators still working with a 36-26 advantage. Back to the 2-2-1 press.
Actually, since the first quarter, Lancers have outscored us by 2.
Burton with it, a precarious situation, had to give it up quickly. Littlejohn underneath, tried to feed across, thought better of shooting it at 5'10" over the 6'5", extended arms of Jake Big Dog Strange, and it results in a Lancer turnover. Their 12th now of the contest, as Holden will take it back from Parker and walk it across now at center court. Meets that 3-2 zone. They'll feed down low to Jake, and Jake goes off the window for 2. Jake now into double figures with 10 to join Bousman and Green. Parker with 13. Holden leads the way with 15, and Jake right there with him now at 10. Dewey, pump fake, drives, floater, got it to go. Dewey keeping pace with all 3 of the Senator juniors, as he now has 19 on the night. 38-28. Back to a 10-point ball game. Sanford out top. Leaves it off for Parker. Gives it back to Sanford. Pump fake. Gets into the paint. Leaves it off for Jake. 10-foot jumper. Baseline would not go. Chase offensive board. His putback would not go. And then it's going to be Harrison with a backside defensive foul here on a rebound attempt on the reach. That'll be team foul number 5 for the Senators. And then for Harrison Sanford, that's just his first foul tonight. Harrison's been quiet again, Coach. Just 1 foul, no points.
0 shots taken from anywhere. No free throws, inside the arc, outside the arc. He does have 3 assists. But
you know, against teams such as Eastern, where he got blanked, and tonight against a weaker team in Edinburgh, maybe that's fine and we can survive with the big 3 from the junior class scoring in double figures. But when we get closer to tournament time, it's going to be time for him to step his game up offensively.
He's not looking to score. He's looking to facilitate. But like you said,
Detling almost had it stripped away by Holden. Chase didn't see it. Shot missed on the air ball by Jones. Chase comes out of there with the board, took a shot in the lip. Back to the other end, Parker, nice feed, and Harrison right on cue, counted and 1. Sanford with his first shot of the night, and he makes it a good one, Coach. A dandy, in the words of Parker Green, as he'll get an old-fashioned 3-point play opportunity.
Like I said, you know, just the basketball karma, I guess we're talking about. I mean, you know, even then, I think he could have went right up with him and still got the foul, but, you know, if you don't pump fake and it gets blocked, then we yell at him. So it was a good job, and, yeah, we definitely need him to be more aggressive.
Harrison, before last night, was just 0 of 2 on the year. Hit both last night in the clutch, making it 2 of 4, but he just soaked that one. So now 3 of 5 on the year for Harrison from the stripe. It's a 30-second timeout for Coach Keith Whitty and the Lancers. Senators with a 13-point edge, 2:05 to go in the third. Yep. Biggest lead overall was 14.
12, but then they get it done. You know, we never could get over that hump. But, yeah, I mean, this is a scrappy team.
Sure.
I mean, definitely scrappy. They've had a. Actually, they beat us both times we played them, right? The last 2 years, they've
Haven't
beat
faced
us.
them in a tournament.
Not yet. So,
yep.
I mean, they've had some success and some good ball players the last few years. So it's not like even though they're young, they're just going to stand out here and hand it to us. But again, we're not playing poorly. It's just I think you can tell. I can tell there's a little bit of fatigue there. You know, we don't seem as quick defensively, but again.
And we haven't subbed a lot. Lop's in for his first minutes of the night, but it's been sparingly from the bench.
But they always say, and you've coached basketball, the best way to get into basketball shape is to play basketball.
And they're getting their fill of it in January. Missed shot, Holden the fight for the rebound. It's Lop that comes out with it instead. Gives it off to Holden, leads the break. 2 on 4, decided to slow it up. Gave it up to Harrison. He may have bumped knee to knee as he comes up gimpy on the drive. 90 seconds to play, counting.
Oh, he traveled.
Here in the third, shot missed
by Dewey
for the
again.
freshman. Dewey left it short. Harrison in the front court lays it off for Holden. They'll go back to Harrison. High post, cross court, it goes to Parker. Drives in against Jones. Shot would not go. Rebound pulled down as now Edinburgh plays with a bigger lineup. Jones and Burton, 6'4" apiece, both on the floor.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen both of them on the floor at the same time. See what Senators, you know, they've been used to guarding these little 5'10" guys. See what happens here.
Roberts, Detling, and Dewey out there with them as the Lancers turn it over. Now we'll have a whistle and a foul. Jones and Sanford both bumping. They're going to get Roberts with the personal. Not sure he even had the right number. Roberts is on the floor, but it was Sanford and Jones, I thought, that was getting a little frisky at half court. Substitution here, Riley Palmer, a 5'11" sophomore, and a starter will check back in. They'll get Jones off the floor.
There goes.
Am I wrong? Was that Jones and Sanford?
I know that referee was really giving it to Jones, but I don't know what was going on there.
The foul, though, on Roberts, his first of the night, team foul. Number 6 for the Lancers. Senators have committed 5. Cross-court feed. Holden gives it up to Parker in the corner. That shot would not go. Harrison fights for the board with 2 Lancers. Dewey comes out of there with it. Parker gives chase, and then Dewey's going to be whistled for the palming violation. Turnover number 5 of the quarter, 14th of the game, and Jeff Jackson puts the hand up to Keith Whitty and says, "Zip it, I've heard enough." Parker to inbound in front of us to Holden. 36 seconds and counting now left in the third. Jake, high post, turns, kicks out. Harrison with it now. He'll try to go to Holden back door. Ball ping-pongs around. Lott gets it, gives it off to Parker, cutting backside. And Parker got his shot blocked. And the Lancers surely thought it was clean. Detling did. And 30, Detling will pick up his third personal. That's team foul number 7, so the Senators are in the bonus the rest of the way home. Chase Littlejohn will check in after the first free throw by Parker Green. Green on the year, just around a 50% free throw shooter, but 0 of 2 tonight. So overall, Parker, I guess, a 40% shooter, 4 of 10 on the year.
Nice math skills.
Pretty easy. Right. It's groups of 10. You could spot me that one.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. But we really need Parker to start that. That's a good start. Nothing but nylon.
42-28, Coach. That matches the largest lead of the night at 14. It was 31-17 in the second quarter when we had our first 14-point lead. Make it a 15-point lead now. 43-28 as Parker knocks them both down. Give him 15 to keep pace with Holden.
Well, we wondered if there'd be a turnaround with those guards on this Saturday night, and there sure has been.
Been much better than last night's offensive performance for sure. Ball stripped away. Turnover number 6 of the half. Number 15 in the game. Coach Whitty and the Lancers starting to get a little more frustrated here in the third. Cross-court feed. Harrison out top. Back around the horn. It goes to Holden right side off the buzzer. Just off the mark and long. But the Senators in the third quarter with their largest advantage of the game at 15, 43-28 as they hold the Lancers to just 8 in the third period. We'll step aside, take a break, hear from Ernstberger Orthodontics, and we'll come back with the fourth quarter of action right after this.
it's Dr. Seth again from Ernstberger Orthodontics. Now, we've been tackling crooked teeth and bad bites with braces and Invisalign out of our Salem location for a while, and we absolutely love coming to the new office. We're so pumped to be able to offer a local option for folks wanting to improve their smile without so much driving and missed work and school. Not to mention, we're loving getting to know and support the wonderful Washington County schools, teams, and communities. When it's time for you or your family, smile with us at Ernstberger Orthodontics in New Albany and now Salem.
We come for the fourth quarter. Senators lead at 43-28, their largest advantage of the night. Senators will open the final period of play with 3 juniors and 2 seniors. Farmer and Sanford out there with Bousman, Green, and Bryce Brown. Dewey with a little floater from the right elbow would not go. Harrison to fight for the board. He'll clear it off to Chase. We'll give Harrison credit for the board with the hustle as he saves it into Chase. Holden brings it left side, stops, double team, kicks it across to Harrison, who nearly lost the handle. They try to go high post feed to Brown, and it's a turnover for the Senators. Their 9th now of the game, 5th of the half. Roberts with a little euro around Brown. Senator fans thought maybe there was a little bit of a Texas two-step involved. 30 seconds in, or 31 seconds in to this final period of play. Brown picks up his first of the night, team foul number 6, so the next one will put the Lancers in the bonus. 43-28. Brown comes out to pick up Palmer. They'll curl Littlejohn off of a screen, Reggie Miller style. His 3 will not go, left it short. Harrison secures the board, and Palmer will reach in. That'll be foul number 2 for Riley Palmer, and that'll be team foul number 8.
Should
so we'll
be
walk,
1-1, right?
Yep, we'll walk to the other end on team foul number 8, and Harrison will shoot some free throws.
Looked like they were going to start to take it out of bounds.
On the line, 1 bonus with number 3.
Harrison again's had his share of struggles. He is 2 of 5 on the year, including tonight where he's 1 of 1. Him and Parker both struggling, as well as Chase and Bryce. So free throw shooting, something we also have to shore up come February and March. And as he misses that one right on cue on the front end of the bonus opportunity. 43-28, nearly a minute gone by here in the 4th. Palmer gives it up to Jones, back to him out front. A little 4 out, 1 in, high post offense. Again, a little chin offense, Princeton style. They'll kick it across. 3 ball on the way for Dewey, will not go. Harrison to clear the board once again for the Senators on the defensive glass. They'll kick ahead. Parker goes to Holden, back to the trailer. Harrison tried to go cross court to Chase, cutting, and nobody home. Chase was already vacating that spot as Harrison sells it out of bounds for a turnover number 6 of the half and 10th of the game. Nash Huff, the 5'8" junior guard, will check in. Harrison will have a seat. Bryce Brown will also check out, and the big dog Jake Strange makes his way into the ball game for the first time here in the 4th. Palmer with it out front on the wing, gives it back to Dewey, being harassed by Parker. Parker fights through the screen, stays with him. Dewey, tough shot, would not go. Parker.
Oh, I don't know if you can do that. Tried to reestablish. Parker giving Dewey all kinds of trouble on that
kind
floater.
Of like a receiver getting run out of bounds and trying to come back in.
Reestablish.
Yep.
Great defense. Really contested the shot, but tried to jump back from out of bounds to get the rebound.
Let's give him a hustle point on the stat sheet.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 ball for Littlejohn in the corner, will not go. Chase is double teamed. Coach Burks pleading for a foul to our left. Did not get it. Holden with the block. Chase there with him on the double. Nice feed to Chase, and Chase couldn't handle as Holden tried to thread the needle. Turnover number 7 of the half, now 11th of the game. The Senators cannot get off of this 15-point cushion that they have right now at 43-28, 6:12 to go and counting in the 4th. Senators just
not much happening in the first 2 minutes of this quarter, but Green with a little kick there.
Parker trying out for punter or special teams specialist for next football season as he shows off his kicking skills. Always trying to impress, Coach.
That's what he's.
It's a good one to end on.
22's moving on the screens.
Coach Burks now wanting a moving screen. He'll try anything here. Coach Burks was kind of tuning up the band during the girls' game.
We got to know where the ball is.
Roberts with the dribble drive. His shot would not go, and it's last touch by Edinburgh. Tim Young had to check with Gerald Scott across the way. 5:44 to go in this one. Senators with a 15-point lead. They've just not been able, like I said, to really take the top off of this one and put these guys away.
Yeah, and like I said, part of it is Edinburgh. They've been pretty scrappy. They have a really nice, they get a steal there. Like I said, they're scrappy. Huff with a lazy pass.
And to the other end, Palmer will score his second basket. Coach Sullivan has seen enough. He's going to burn a timeout. And that's going to prompt some substitutions. He did not like this group he had in. It's going to be a full timeout. Check that. It's going to be a timeout for Coach Whitty. I thought Coach Sullivan had seen enough and decided to call one, but instead it's Coach Whitty and the Lancers. 2.5 gone by here in the fourth. 43-30. We'll step aside, take a break, and we'll hear from El Camino Restaurant, and we'll come back with more fourth quarter action right after this.
Start the new year with some free food from your friends at El Camino's in Salem. Come in and get a free taco Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. only. When you purchase any of our taco meals, you'll get an extra taco for free. Promotion valid online purchases or dine-in. Check out all the great meals and deals through the week at El Camino's in Salem. Follow them on Facebook or keep your radios tuned to WSLM for more great specials. Call 812-586-0199 or stop in at 403 South Main Street in Salem. Open 11 to 9 Sunday through Thursday and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
Back we come to fourth quarter action, and right out of the timeout, Edinburgh gets exactly what they want. A turnover for Harrison, a travel in the front court. Coach, only 4 turnovers in the first half for the Senators. Somehow still operating with a 13-point lead. Still 5.5 to go. Plenty of time for the Lancers because the Senators keep coughing it up. That's now 9 alone in this second half of play.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's 2.5 minutes gone, and we don't even have a shot attempt up yet.
Flop with the backside board, joined by Bousman, Sanford, Strange, and Green. A lineup Coach Sullivan went with a little bit last night at Perry early. Ball deflected away. Active hands and feet here for the Lancers. Both teams.
The only shot we have right now is Harrison's missed free throw. 0 field goal attempts.
Coach, that sounds eerily similar to last
3
night's
minutes.
second quarter.
Yes, absolutely.
Underneath, nice feed to Jake, and he traveled.
Yeah, just go up, man.
Drug that pivot foot. That's now 10 turnovers, folks, in the second half. 14 in the game for the Senators. Unable to put away a very young, talented, somewhat, but scrappy.
Three's really talented, Dewey.
No, they've got guys that have some fundamentals. They just don't have anybody really with a killer instinct.
Right,
and right now we don't have it either.
They're a little weak. They're, you obviously freshmen and sophomores.
But there's stuff to work with. You got to remember they're very young.
Absolutely.
A lot of freshmen, sophomores, juniors. They don't have a single senior.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean physically. I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell basketball skills-wise. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Like
Talent
22.
Right.
He's up there. I mean, it looks like he could use a little weight room. You can tell he hasn't hit a growth spurt yet either, too. But he's played well.
So Holden picks up his second personal.
Number
Team
10's
foul
been
number
down
7.
guarding Jake Strange, and he's 5'10", looks like a $160.
But what is it done? I mean, Jake's only scored 2 buckets here in the second
I
half.
agree there. That's why I've said it 2 or 3 times.
And now they go back with their bigger lineup. Burton in with Jones. First free throw was up and good for Littlejohn. He's got 4 on the night.
2 out of 3. Back down to an 11-point game.
43-32 on 2 of 3 on that trip to the stripe for Chase Littlejohn and the Lancers. Holden with it, swings it across now to Harrison, back to Holden, across it comes to Parker. He'll drive in, had it poked away from behind by Jones. Holden steps over, defender, nice lob underneath, right at the rim to the big dog. Great vision, great pass for Holden. Jake now with 12 in the ball game. Make it 45-32, halfway home in the fourth. Dewey off to Burton. If Burton gets in the weight room a little bit,
Yeah.
Jones can sharpen up some skills. They've got some pieces there for the future. Underneath, nice feed, and there he is, Burton with his first basket of the game. They just keep scrapping, 45-34.
And that's sectional is at Edinburgh, right?
Correct.
So kind of like to have a little bit better showing than this, but yeah, they're hosting sectional.
Harrison out front, double team, had it poked away. Woo. That one may come from the bargain basement. That's a sure nickel dimer. I didn't see much contact, but Jeff Jackson says there was. Isaac Roberts will pick up his second personal, and that'll be team foul number 9. Next one will put the Senators in the double bonus. For right now, though, Harrison will stare down a 1-and-bonus opportunity. Dewey's going to check out. I bet he doesn't get much of a breather here as Palmeter comes back in. Out there with Roberts, Burton, Jones, and Littlejohn. Harrison knocks down the first. Left the front end of the bonus empty earlier. Second free throw on the way, and that one no good. 46-34, 3.5 to play.
So just can't get over that hump against them. Oh, we might have palmed that one.
Send it cross court. Jones will let a 3 fly. That one long and off the mark. Good backside board, though, for Michael Lopp at 5'8". That might be generous on the scale.
I would think so. I'm giving them 5-7.
3 minutes to play. Harrison feeds down low to Jake. Goes up strong. Couldn't get the finish against Burton. Burton picks up his second personal, team foul number 10, so Senators will be in the double bonus the rest of the way home. 3:02 to play. Jake Strange to the free throw line on the year, a 63% free throw shooter. He's made 2 tonight. And his first miss is an untimely one. This chick from Edinburgh. She gave it the old, do it again. She is loving it.
46-13.
Couldn't talk Jake into missing that one, though. 47-34, 3 minutes to play. Into the front court. Dewey leaves it off for Detling. A bomb from downtown, deep in the right wing. Detling, what a time for his first basket of the night. Makes it now 47-37. 3-2 zone here. They'll match up and trap out of it where they can. Cross-court feed. Parker for 3 to answer. Couldn't get it to go. Harrison with an offensive board had a chance to go back up with it. Instead kicks it out. Cross-court feed. Holden to Harrison. Back to Holden. They'll go down low to Jake. Jake turns in traffic. Counted and one for the big man. Jake off the window for 2 more.
That was a nice move. Up and under
Jake
his defender's arm there.
Jake has 15, looking for 16 if he can finish. Burton picks up his second personal of the night.
Holden's 7th assist.
That dude is dishing every game.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that he hasn't scored this half, but he is dropping. He's got 5 assists this half. So
Jake finishes, so give him 15. Parker's got 15. Holden's got 15 as they all keep pace with one another. And it's a 50-37 game, 2:20 and counting. Detling nearly lost the handle. He'll drive in, split 2 defenders. Wild shot, maybe partially blocked or at least altered by the big dog. Into the front court. Holden be called for a palming violation. Went for a little hesitation, and on the restart, whistled for the turnover. Turnover number 11 of the half, 15th of the game for the Senators. 2-minute warning.
Watch behind.
Edinburgh trying a little 2-back press break as well.
Nobody.
Dewey gets into the paint. Runner won't go. Got his offensive rebound, though, and put it back in. His first basket of the period. He now has 21 points in the game. Nice job by the freshman, 50-39. Timeout on the floor for Keith Whitty and the Lancers. That's it for him in the 32nd timeout department. While we have a moment, let's step aside once more. Our final time for station identification. You're listening to the Senators tonight on Salem's 1220 WSLM.
Daiu Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
On the game reset, 1:53 to play. Senators up 50-39. Senators have committed 7 personals in the half. Edinburgh has committed 10 personals, so each team in the bonus. Senators, though, shooting the double bonus. They'll come out with a 1-4 press break against full court man-to-man pressure. They'll get it to Holden, back to Parker. They'll let those two bring it up with ease as Holden gets it in the front court and works against the freshman. Parker now with it, drives into traffic, gives it off to Harrison, down low to Jake. Jake will look to kick out, and Holden will wisely bring it out instead of attacking to start chewing on some clock. Coming up on 90 seconds to play. Harrison out front, looks for a backdoor from Holden, couldn't get it, instead goes to Parker. Parker now hampered out front by Detling, gives it off to Harrison as they go into their little 3-man weave out front to try to burn some clock. Harrison crow hops against the double team and able to kick it out to Holden safely, to Parker, back to Holden. 2-man game of pitch and catch, and we'll have a whistle and a foul from behind. And it's 70 seconds to play to the finish. Senators up 11. And Dewey will pick up his 4th, team foul number 12 of the half for the Lancers. Holden to the free throw line, just 1 of 2 on the night. He has not scored in the second half, setting on 15 points. He'll get a double bonus opportunity here. First free throw is up and around the rim and out. Free throw woes continue here tonight a little bit for the Senators. 11-point lead.
After being fantastic last night.
Oof. He missed them both, just 1 of 4 on the night. Still 50-39, 67 seconds and counting. Dewey better go, though. Gives it off to Jones, out top to Detling. Cross court, 3 will go, and Keith Whitty will burn a timeout. We have got to cover shooters. Right now, we're driving with our eyes closed. We are asleep at the wheel. 50-42 with still an eternity left. 58.2, a long way to go, as Keith Whitty burns another timeout. 58.5 seconds to play. Let's step aside, take a break, and hear a word from Ace Hardware of Salem.
Odds are there's an Ace right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Our team at Ace Hardware of Salem is here to answer your questions and help you find what you need. Stop in today and see why we're your home convenience store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Coming out of the timeout, got a couple of score updates. Lydia Manship sends me a score from the Crawford County game. Crawford puts one on Salem tonight as Salem takes one on the chin again. They've dropped now 4 out of their last 5 after a big win at home, 47-44 over Orleans last night. They fall to the Wolfpack, so they get a split against Patoka Lake Athletic Conference opponents. Titans up 14-0 on Lamar and the Ravens in the first half. I don't like that score quite as well.
Yeah, I was wondering how that was going on. I didn't know if you wanted me to, though. I was gonna actually ask it on there. Like, if anybody has a score, bring it on. But
not if it's that.
But have to send a shout out to my man Roger Saffold, playing for the Titans offensive line, right tackle, I think. Former Hoosier.
Started to say you're gonna give me a little backstory here.
Yeah, former Hoosier.
Gotcha.
What did they call there? Travel?
Turnover. 12th turnover of the half, 16th of the game, 52 seconds and counting. 3-ball top of the key. Jones has tried and tried and tried again and finally got one. The big man from downtown straight away makes it 50-45. And now Senators starting to tighten just a little bit more. Coach Sullivan trying to argue his point with Gerald Scott. It's a full timeout for the Lancers, and I believe that's their last one. They're out. So final timeout for the Lancers. You think Lamar could possibly give one up in the divisional round at home?
I tell you what, the Titans have been playing really well. I mean, since about mid-season on, And I don't know. I mean, obviously something happened once they benched Mariota and brought in Tannehill. Things have, and obviously Derrick Henry's been unreal the second half of the season too. So I mean, when you got your running game going, I mean, obviously they did it to New England,
right?
You know, and again they have a really good defense. Obviously Baltimore has a great defense, but if you got that running game going, it does not matter. You can beat teams like that. But obviously we haven't seen any stats. Maybe they're keeping Lamar in the pocket.
Maybe Henry's a load for sure. I just felt like that was a better matchup for the Ravens with their run defense as the Senators out of the break try to break full court pressure, and they'll give up a foul in the backcourt. Parker Green will get fouled. Team foul number 13.
Come down to these free throws. I mean, it's 45-6, like you said, an eternity. Obviously, they're out of timeouts, though. But we got to hit free throws. I mean, we were 6 of 8 through 3 quarters, but it has been atrocious in this fourth quarter.
Just hope we can cure this cottonmouth because we've been choking for sure at the stripe. That one good, though. So Parker ends a little bit of a drought. He is 3 of 5 on the night.
Makes us 4 of 9 this quarter from the line. Missed 5.
45.6 on the clock. 51-45, 6-point cushion for the Senators. Second free throw up and long. Parker threw up a brick there. Jones nearly lost the handle. 2-possession ball game. I'll need a quick 3. Hold
you
with
need
a
a steal.
Oof.
11 comes up with a steal.
Yowza, and that's a little slide grin as well from Holden. Looked at Harrison and gave the little sly grin. Read that one a mile away. Probably don't want to throw in the deep coverage when Holden's roaming out there at safety either, do you?
I say somebody ordered up. We needed a big play, and number 11's always there. He did it last night, didn't score, but then in the first half, always there with big plays in the second.
Holden soaks the first. He had missed these last 2. 52-45. Trying to put this thing out of reach. Second one is up and good as well. Holden was clutch there late last night in the win against Perry. 53-45, half minute to play. Edinburgh has got to go quick. Jones with it out top, picked up by Farmer, dribble handoff. They'll go back to Little John. He'll heave a 3 off the backboard, no good. Long. Dewey gets his own rebound, back up and in, but there's no timeouts. 15 seconds and counting. Dewey now with 23 in the ball game. 53-47, 10.1 on the clock, and the Lancers will give up their 14th foul of the half. This one will go on Dewey, and that'll do it for the scoring sensation. The freshman point guard will check out with 23 points on the night. Solid
6
effort.
rebounds.
That's what I'm saying. These guys,
Yeah.
this is probably one of the better freshmen we've seen.
Yeah. That's who was it? Was it Borden? No, somebody. Who was it?
Borden's got a good freshman, the Divine boy.
Yeah, Divine. That's the one I thought he was really good.
And then Doc's got his boy coming up behind to go with
Yeah.
him and Sterling Michaels, so look out for the Braves the next couple of years as well. Parker hit the first, missed the second.
Oh, I don't know about that. Missed the second. Thought Farmer kind of tipped it off another guy, but,
9.1. Time
To
winds
travel.
down. Roberts got to go. He's going to get a layup that's swatted away.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that was awful.
Holden had
That
a
was
swat
awful.
into the second row, but we're going to get a foul on the backside. Coach Sullivan takes a knee and buries his head. This is going to be Chase Farmer's third personal. 3.1 on the clock. This been all but over anyway. But
Yeah.
you want to see it in cleanly. Roberts to the free throw line, and that one rims out. Ball doesn't lie. Roberts missed the first, second one on the way, and that one rattles home. And the Senators will inbound 54-48. And that'll do it as Chase gets it back from Jake, and the Senators will escape. A lot closer for comfort than it needed to be. 54-48 the final in this one, as the Edinburgh Lancers saved the best for last, but it was too little too late in a 20-point fourth quarter effort. They come up short. So the varsity teams get a split. The girls fall again 71-68 in the opener here on the Ron Smith court tonight to the Lady Lancers, but the boys pick up the win 54-48. We'll step aside, take a break, hear from Rodney Bruff Insurance Agency as well as McDonald's, and we'll come back to begin our Senator postgame show here from the Ron Smith court, brought to you by Ace Hardware of Salem. Be sure to stop in and check out their bargains of the month for January. We'll be
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your four wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family. We'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For details, contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated. Call 812-277-1400 or stop by 1528 L Street in Bedford today.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sidelines, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
We come to the Ron Smith court to begin our Ace Hardware of Salem postgame wrap-up. Senators win it here. They now have won 6 straight after dropping the season opener over at Chambers Gymnasium to the Rams in conference play. They have rolled now to 6 straight. A great way to start this first week back off of the holiday break. 3 wins this week: Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Eastern, Perry, and Edinburgh. So in a stretch of 8 games in 18 days, great way to start as they continue with 3 wins this week, and now, like I said, 6 straight overall, moving them to 6-1 on the year. Edinburgh, meanwhile, drops now to 3-10 on the year. Let's quickly run down the scoring first for the Lancers. 23 points on the night from Caleb Dewey, who come in leading the team, averaging 14.5 points per game. A great game for that young kid, but he fouled out there in the waning seconds of this one. Riley Palmer with 4 points on the night. Isaac Roberts off the bench chips in 3. Chase Littlejohn starts, chips in 5. Travis Jones with 5 as well. Noah Detling started, chipped in 6, and Landon Burton off the bench chipped in 2. In a short rotation for Keith Whitty in the Lancers. The Lancers just 3 of 5 on the night from the free throw line for 60%. And that all came in the fourth quarter of play. They turned it over 16 times, 9 in the first half, 7 in the second half, for that 16 turnover total in the loss. Meanwhile, for the Senators, they get 3 guys in double figures, as most people expect night in and night out, and it's the 3 juniors, Holden, Parker, and Jake, that do so. Holden and Parker chip in 17 apiece. Paste, along with Jake Strange, to lead the way with 16 as well. So those three lead the charge here tonight offensively, 17, 17, and 16 respectively. Harrison Sanford chips in 4. Chase Farmer goes scoreless. Brown, Huff, and Lott play but do not tally for a second straight night off the bench for Coach Sullivan in the win. 54 points total. Senators go 13 of 22 on the night from the stripe for 59%. Not a very good shooting performance from the stripe in a game that, again, was way too close and much closer than it had to be. And then the big storyline, that second half where they kept letting them linger and kept letting them linger. 16 turnovers in the game, and for the Senators, 12 of those 16 came in that second half when Edinburgh really started to make things interesting. Senators get blitzed in that fourth quarter, by the way, offensively, as Edinburgh makes one final push. But again, it was just too little, too late in this one. After the first quarter, it was a 19-7 lead for the Senators. They tie 13-13 in the second quarter of play. 32-20 the score at the half. Senators had a 12-point cushion. They actually enjoyed a couple of 14-point leads at 31-17, and then in the fourth at 42-28 before Edinburgh made that last push. They outscored the Lancers 11-8 in the third, but again get rocked 20-9 in a lackluster fourth quarter of play. Not a strong finish for the Senators here in the win tonight. Coach, you got some final team stats while we wait on Coach Sullivan.
Yeah, sure. For the game, Senators inside the arc 13 of 24 for 54%. Outside the arc 5 of 16 for 31%. Considering they hit all 5 of those in the first half. They struggled from behind the line in the second half, but 31% from 3 for a total of 18 of 40 for 45% from the floor. Edinburgh was 12 of 29 inside the arc for 41, 7 of 19 for 37% from deep. A couple of those kind of there when they was trying to make their push in the fourth quarter. They hit 3 of 9 in the fourth quarter. So, you know, one of those scramble mode situations, but pretty good showing from deep from Edinburgh's, like I said, 37%. Total, 19 of 48 from the floor for 40%. Senators come back and win the rebounding edge. Again, being, you know, last night I thought they were a little bit dominated, especially on the offensive boards last night. Senators win the rebounding battle 25-20, 6 offensive for West Washington, 4 for Edinburgh. We were led rebounding. 3 different guys had 5 boards. Sanford, Farmer, and Strange all had 5 boards. 15 assists for the Senators to 13 for Edinburgh, led by, of course, Holden Bousman with 7. Parker Green throws in 4 of his own. 10 steals for the Senators to just 4. That shows a veteran group with a younger group. So a 10-4 edge in steals favoring the Senators. Again, Holden leads us with 4 steals. Chase Farmer ended up with 3. Blocks, 2 blocks to 1. Senators edge, both blocks by Holden Bousman. So again, Holden filling up the stat sheet again. What'd you say, 17 points, 7 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Did have 4 rebounds as well. So another nice night for Holden. But again, thought other than kind of fell asleep, you know, and sometimes that happens, especially when you know you're playing a little bit younger team. You kind of fell asleep at the wheel a little bit during that little stretch there in the third, at the end of the third and start of the fourth quarter there, where we again only scored 11 points to their 20 in the fourth quarter. So, you know, but it's another win. You know, we'll take wins. So after an ugly one last night, this one, like you said, probably shouldn't have been as close. But there was also times in this game where we had the game well in control. But come tournament time, you better make sure if we play these guys again, get that lead. You better keep playing, because we found out they will not quit.
I tell you what we're going to do. Coach Sullivan finally makes his way out to talk to us. I'm going to play one more spot, Ace Hardware. We're going to let him get on and talk to him for just a second, and then we'll bring you back on, and we'll get out of Dodge so we can go catch the rest of the game.
There we go.
With the Ravens and the Titans. The Ravens trailing at 14-3 in the second quarter, and we'll let Coach Gibson get some stats for our player or players of the game here as Coach Sullivan makes his way down. We'll come back after this word from Ace Hardware right after this.
odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood.
Back we come for the final time to Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium. Senators are victorious and hold serve on their home floor, now 2-0 on the year at home.